Hello friends, welcome to Behind the Designs, where I create a beautiful life through creative planning. I'm Stephanie, and today I'm going to be doing or sharing with you a kind of a mini refresh of my current planner system using the fun things I got from the recent Happy Planner Spring sale. So that's what I'm going to do today. All right, so welcome back. I am going to be giving my planner a bit of a refresh. I love the cover, the Live Love Posh cover for Carry and Go, but when it's on my desk, I just, need a little bit less, I guess, is what I'm thinking of. And, as you can tell, I'm getting a bit full, plus, let me pull the other half out. As you know, I had an active archive of the remaining months for the Girl with Goals extension pack. I simply put them in a different cover that I picked up, and it kind of just gave me an idea of where it was from, simply, because I knew I only picked it up because of the cover, and I know I got it from Hobby Lobby, but it was purely an archive holder for my current system. So I'm thinking if I use the expanders, I'll be able to get all 12 months in here. And I'm going to use this as my cover with the expander discs. I do like these. I love these olive discs. I wish Happy Planner would come out with a medium-sized olive green disc, just like this. Those would be beautiful in metal, I think. That's my opinion. Anyhow, I'm going to kind of swish that aside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the cover off. And then I'm going to start getting things transferred over. So I'm going to set this aside. Okay, so let's just get some of those dusties off of here. And then I'm going to get this put together so that I can get rid of two and get everything into one. Now, as you know, I've made mention that come July I may make a change, but I don't know if I will. I'm not set totally on it. Maybe what I'll do, because there's so many options. Maybe what I'll do is just not fill out certain pages in the Girl with Goals pack. Again, there are a variety of options for me to choose from. We'll see how it goes, but for now, I am going to pare down two planners into one with the idea of using the expander discs with a notebook cover. And as we go into this video, I also I forgot to look up the name of this cover. It was from the spring sale, and for the life of me, I can't remember what the name was. So, unfortunately, I apologize for that. Okay, here we go. Oh, so sorry for that. Here we go. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take out all the pages from this archive planner or holder planner, and I'm going to get these all over into the new setup, let's say. And I think maybe that was too much paper to pull out at once. I think I may, we'll see. We'll see how far I can go. If you plan. We do like to change up our planners, whether it be for, a season or, quarterly or what have you. It's just what we like to do. I am going to see, I don't want to take too many pages at a time because it seems like too much when I try and do a big bunch of it. Yeah, like this always feels like too much. So let me do a little less. I mean, it's easy enough, but in the same respect, I don't want to rip any of the disc edges. I've done that. That's no fun. I simply use tape to fix them. When I do that, all I do is I pull out my tape and I just kind of give it a little band-aid. Because for the most part, these disc edges are sturdy, but pull them too hard or pull them in and out too much, it can start to wear on them a bit. And since I've had this forever, these Girl with Goals extension packs, I'm really trying to use them because of that. Again, you can see I didn't get much from the spring haul. You'll know from my last video. But I did, and I can't promise I won't. I may still pick up struggling a bit here. Let me separate some of these papers, if I can. Oh my word. Let's do this. I think I grabbed too many at once again. I may still pick up those planners, but that would purely be because, again, as I go forward, I am using my stash. So even if those planners happen to, by chance, go out of date, I'm not worried about it because I can redate it. I will redate it if I have to. So I'm not overly concerned about that. I think this may, because again, these don't have the traditional number of pages in it. This may in fact fill up these expander discs, because here's my thinking. I don't technically need them, but there are some things that I don't carry forward. Like I just referenced back to that month. Say if I didn't finish it, I'm not going to pull too many out at a time. So I'm thinking if I have all 4 months, listen to me. If I have all 12 months in one setup, I would be able to not have to keep recopying data, because I'm kind of used to flipping back to past months and seeing, you know, what wasn't checked off. Can I complete it? That kind of thing. So I may keep all 12 months. That was my initial thinking. I did move most of my, I don't know, this is pretty thick. I'm surprised. I did move most of my, I guess you'd call it, like extras, or I'm not sure how. In my business planner setup, I had extra tabs at the top, and those tabs held all of my business paperwork, you know, so it might be my lists for blog ideas or YouTube videos and so forth. I did make the change to keep that in a separate notebook. That way, as I'm doing these things, such as this, I don't have to worry about, you know, pulling out things that I didn't want to show and that type of thing. So there's that one. Okay. We're also having a super windy, rainy day today. So there's lots blowing around out there. So you'll maybe hear that, maybe you won't. Okay. While I do love these pockets, again, oops, March is over. I'm not attached to them per se. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the beginning, and I'm going to transfer over these pages. And so I'm thinking I'm going to have a problem with getting some of this over. Let me show you this. I did this purple page some time ago. It wasn't on video, but I loved how it looked behind this, so I changed that up a bit. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to carry over all of the items in here into this book off camera, only because there is still a lot of information in these months I don't want to show. And then I'll come back on and just kind of briefly talk about some things, or I may pop in and you may see me pulling out some papers. For example, I do have April in here. I don't have all of that done. I'm just not seeing how I can pull some of this over. So that's what I'll do. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I did was I went through, I pulled the remainder of the pages out, because again, that was January through, for the most part, April. And I wanted to make sure that I just kind of had some things still kind of covered, because there are things I have not finished yet from even the beginning of the year. So again, I prioritize and then I do things as that time permits. So I will be keeping this like this in my office so that when I need to go out, I can simply take out the month or two that I'm looking to work on or to share in a planner meet, and I can pop it in here and still head out the door. So I will be keeping this the way it is in my office. And then of course I took apart or unarchived the remainder of the extension packs from here. And now everything, let's see if this is gonna close. Now everything is in here. Now this just happens to be super, super full because again, the Girl with Goals extension pack has so many pages to it. Just a little coffee break I just took. So look at this. This thing's a monster, right? This is, and there's really not a whole lot extra. This does have all of the months of, there's something on my cover. I don't know what it is. It's in the cover. Okay, that was the sidebar. So I have everything in here that was in these two planners. The only thing extra is in the back here. So let me see if I tilt a little bit more. So anything extra is behind this tab and then these three disc tabs. And you know, a lot of it is just paper. It is my extra pages that I create. It is project ideas that I'm, jot down my notes and so forth. That's really the only thing extra. Everything else is pretty much what was in it before. Now, what this is going to help me to do, let me explain why I did what I did with this, is because while it works, having these two set up is taking up that much more space on my craft shelf. So I did post over on Instagram a quick reel of my reorganization of two of the shelves in my Kallax unit, which house all my happy planners. And so I put that up, and as I was doing it, obviously I came across things that I'm going to be archiving, which you've probably already seen that video. That was the last video where I just kind of flipped through my 2019-20, what I was labeling as my wellness planners, which included some calendars and some guided journal pages. So I shared those over there or shared the reel on Instagram, but then noticed I needed to archive some things to make room. So this is all part of that process to simplify and to start purging the planners that either I'm no longer in love with, I know I'm not going to use because it's maybe not a layout I'll use, or that I know I'm just not going to use, period. And that would have been those wellness ones, and it sounds bad. But I couldn't see the point of using the wellness when I can kind of put it in my current. And again, this was about using multiple planners. So this is all part of that process of, really funneling down what I need. And these two were just taking up space. So now I can get rid of one. So that one I can now take out of my office. This one will remain, and that's only because it's for a grab and go. So this one will stay in the office, but I still reduced it by one. And really two. I mean, theoretically, I could take this, the discs off of this cover, and when I need to, just pop them back on. But now I can just take one, and I can pull out one. I can pre-plan. So for example, when I was thinking, doing one thing, thinking about another, which often happens, when you're busy or you have things that, you need to get down, your brain dump. I was working in my current, and then I'm like, you know what? I need to write something in my calendar for future planning for September. I'd have to go pull this out, write in what I wanted to, put it back. So now I can just take everything from this. And I kind of still fall within I'm just keeping purple because of, I do like it, but I'm keeping it. I want to keep the thing because, let me get a tab that doesn't have anything on it. Because the Girl with Goals setup is purple. So I still have some stickers I need to get on here. I kept debating, do I want to put them on? Am I going to use them? But either way, I'm going to at least get the months on, because even if for some reason I don't use the remainder, the months are the months. They're always going to need to be, tabbed with whatever month it is. So I will go through and do those. Will I date them? I don't know about that. Right now, all I do is if I say I have an idea for August, I'll put it on a sticky note, open the tab, slap it in the tab. So if it's not numbered, that's okay. But I will go through and get the labels on for the coming months. And then that will keep me from really falling behind and having to pull out so many planners. At least that's where I'm going into, that's what I'm thinking of going into the new quarter. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be all here. I can even within, if I'm, taking a run over to my friend's house, if we're going to talk about planning, I could take this. I'm not going to lie. This is super, super heavy. I don't think I would ever carry it anywhere very long or very far in its entirety. It's just simply way too bulky. But for the purpose of what I need, I think it's really going to work out. Now I have all my months available to me. I have, as you know, I have in the beginning my design aspects for my business. I've got my purple page, of course. I added that in because it just fit along with the theme. And let's see, what else do I have here? Of course, I've got my perpetual. But if I remember correctly, this is 2024. So I may need to get my 2025 in here. So again, I can maybe forward plan or pre-plan in those. In the back, let's see if I can flip back there a bit. Now, what I don't have in here is a folder, which I'm not overly worried about because I don't plan to need a folder. Okay, so this is, so I have, in one tab I have my store. The next tab is project papers, which I am working on a few things, so I am not going to bring those out. And then I have my extra pages. And then this last tab is note paper, which I will add in just a sheet or two from the notebook that this cover comes from. But as you know, my extra pages are all these, all the ones that I'm creating or that are still relevant, that I either did on video or are relevant currently. So, you know, spring. Once spring is over, this will get archived, that type of deal. And then, of course, I just have my good old-fashioned note paper for notes that I can pull out and work on anytime I need. So there it is. So from my little haul is now my big notebook. And it is now all ready to go. And I love how it turned out. And I love the fact that I finally got these expander discs. So that's great. I eliminated at least one planner, technically two, because this does not need to be on my active planner shelf. So I really kind of made more space on my shelf, you know, for more planners, right? That's what we do. All right, so I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification. I will have any and all supplies that I can linked in the description box below. Also in that box are my favorite supplies that I have in my office and use almost every day. And then with that said, I hope you have a wonderful day as you create a beautiful life. Thank you for watching.